Mr. here with my review of the Smuggler's Bounty for May. Smuggler's Bounty, if you don't know, is a kind of a random subscription box powered by Funko. There's a bunch of different versions of these. Smuggler's Bounty happens to be the Star Wars version of it, where every other month they send you a Star Wars box with Funko-related items in it, and each month has a theme. I've bought a couple of loot crates. And I do plan to get July's Legion of Collectors box, which is Suicide Squad themed, but I haven't bought any of the Star Wars ones yet. I did consider it for the first one because that Chrome Phasma did look really great, but I decided not to get it. So basically I saw that the theme was bounty hunters, which really did interest me because I'm a huge fan of the bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back. I absolutely love those bounty hunters and everything like that. However, I didn't buy the box because I figured there might be some representation of them, but mostly the box would have like Boba Fett, Greedo items, maybe even Cad Bane, things like that. So I decided not to get it. It turned out to be a big mistake. The box was 100% the bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back, and the products in it were all things that I really wanted. So I really regretted not getting the box, and I did purchase all the items from the box on eBay. So I didn't even plan to get the box, but one of the people sent the two pops in the actual subscription box. So I was very happy to actually get the box, which is why you have it in front of you. It's in really bad shape because it was used to send it, but still it's kind of nice that I do have the box to go along with it. So let's get into it, and let's start off with the first items of the box. Alright, the first two items are a staple of subscription boxes. You get a patch and a pin, which is very neat. I do actually, I'm not huge on patches, but I do like pins a lot. As a kid I used to collect ones from Disneyland and things like that, and I've always just had a thing for pins. I'm not like a huge collector of them, but I do really enjoy getting the pins with these subscription boxes. They're one thing that I know I'm going to like no matter what, so it's nice to get those. So the pin is quite nice. It's done in the same style as all the Smuggler Bounty ones. You've got Star Wars up top, a picture of whatever character that has to do with the theme. This, of course, is Bounty Hunters, and it's Bossk. Bossk is a pretty awesome bounty hunter, and then you do have some words at the bottom. I don't know what that is. I assume that is Smuggler's Bounty written in the Star Wars language, but that's the same writing that's on every single pin, so it's not something exclusive to Bossk or anything like that. So I'm not quite sure what that writing is, but I assume it says Smuggler's Bounty. And then you have the patch. This month is Boba Fett, which looks awesome. You get his Mandalorian symbol at the bottom left there. It says Bounty Hunters, and then in a different language. I'm assuming, let me see here, is that the same language? I think that's a different... No, that's the same language. It just looks like... Yeah, that's the same language, so I'm assuming that says Smuggler's Bounty as well. But overall, very nice. These are two things that aren't necessary, but they're fun, and I do enjoy getting them with any boxes, just because I know I'm going to like them because they'll look nice with the others from the previous month's, boxes. Another staple of all subscription boxes is a T-shirt. That's something that usually comes with everyone. As you can see, this one is, of course, Empire Strikes Back Bounty Hunter theme. It has almost all the bounty hunters on it. It's missing Dengar. This box consists of all the bounty hunters are represented some way from the Empire Strikes Back except for Dengar. Even on the shirt where they show them all, they did neglect him. And, if they took out that Boba Fett jetpack, they could have fit him on this thing. But Dengar's my least favorite out of all these bounty hunters, so I'm not too bummed. But overall, I like the shirt. It's pretty nice. It's dark blue with a kind of neon yellow writing, blueprint style. It has a picture or kind of like drawing of all the of 5 of the bounty hunters. You've got Zuckuss, Forlom, IG-88, Boba Fett, and Bossk, and then you have just some it says the names of each of the characters next to them, as well as some, just information about them to make it look more like a blueprint. One thing that's a shame, though, is over here where it says Assassin Droid. Assassin is spelled wrong, which is really disappointing. I don't know if I would have even noticed it on my own, but I did read somewhere that somebody said that it was spelled wrong, and then, I checked and it was, of course. So that is a little disappointing, but that's something very small, and there's a lot there's a lot going on in this shirt, so not, just when you're walking with wearing it on, nobody's going to actually notice that. But very nice. In the middle you do have Star Wars bounty hunters front and center, and very cool. I'm a big fan of all these bounty hunters, so the shirt did interest me. Alright, and then this box comes with 2 pops. Most of the Smuggler's Bounty comes with 2 pops. There was one pack that came with 1 pop and then 1 coffee mug. But other than that, most of the packs, or all the packs except for that one, come with 2 pops. The first one I'm going to talk about is IG-88. This is something really cool. I mean, pops are neat, and I do have, a few pops. I've got maybe like 10. They're neat little things. They're not something that I absolutely love. I prefer when they are in some sort of pose or when they are a unique character. And the 2 pops in this case do meet both of those requirements. With here, it's a very unique character because he's not proportioned like most of the others. He's very tall, extremely lengthy. So it is pretty neat how they did him with a very skinny body. Definitely much different than your average looking pop figure, which I like a lot. And of course, on the box, if you do keep it mint, you do have the nice sticker that says Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty exclusive. So this is an exclusive figure. You won't be able to get it outside of this pack. So the actual pop itself, let's see if it's focusing, yeah. Very nice, really do like it a lot. It's done in a really good bright silver, which looks nice. The lights in his head are yellow. I've seen some toys that have them with yellow lights and some that have them with red. I'm not quite sure which one's more accurate. One of these days I'll have to actually investigate that, but he is looking quite nice there. Lots of detail. He's got his signature long rifle in his left hand, and then he has his just regular blaster in his right hand. Not too much detailing on the back. However, he's looking very nice, and he does come with the standard Star Wars base. The Marvel ones don't come with bases, but the Star Wars ones do. Wow, that just completely fell off. But even with his lengthy and, small legs, he still stands fine without it, which is quite nice. And then, of course, because it is a pop, he does have a bobblehead. The spring on his, for some reason, is a lot more strong. Like, I wouldn't worry about his head getting knocked out of place or anything like that. Maybe it's just because of how, kind of thin his head is. There's not a big gap in there, which makes it feel a little bit more secure. But it does feel quite more secure, which is quite nice. So overall, this is an awesome pop. If you're a fan of IG-88, you're going to love this one. If you're not, this is nothing special for you. But I really do like it, and the fact that it's so unique, I definitely appreciate, considering, some of the pops having the same style, I don't really like too much. So any unique ones I do prefer over just a classic one. And lastly, we get a Boba Fett pop in like a pose, which is really nice. Again, like I said, I don't like them so much when they're just like standing, in that same position. I do really like the ones that are posed. Funko or Pop doesn't usually pose them, but just recently they've started to do some where they actually pose them, and it's always really great. I'm very happy when they do that. It makes the little pop figures a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more like mini statues rather than just little trinkets. So I do like that. Of course, his box does say the Smuggler's Bounty exclusive once again. Really do love this though. He's in a nice flying pose, and the fire from his jetpack is creating the base, which I absolutely love. I think that's very cool. You do have the Star Wars logo at the bottom, and it just looks excellent. So I'm very happy about that. He obviously does have a bobblehead, of course, too. He bobbles a lot more so than IG-88 because IG-88 doesn't have much clearance. His gun looks quite nice, although he doesn't have the stock on the gun that should be coming out the bottom, so the gun is a little inaccurate, but it's a pop, so I don't worry too much about accuracy. Just need to focus on him. Overall, he looks very cool. He's kind of like pointing a little bit with that other hand, and yeah. Just really love the fact that he is flying, and this foot, although it looks like it could be connected to this jetpack or this flame, it isn't at all. So this foot is freestanding, so it is truly just the flame that is supporting him, which does look very cool. I like it a lot. And his big head, of course, you do have the dent. Would have liked some silver paint around the dent, but it's, nothing to complain about. And overall, it's very cool, and the flame is done in a translucent with some kind of white smoke at the bottom there, which looks very cool. So you can put a light under it and actually get a kind of cool effect, and I'll give you a look at that. Alright, so here you can see if you put a light under it. I'm just using the flashlight of my phone to illuminate that base, but it's very cool, especially if you turn a couple lights off. That just looks awesome. And with lights off, it does actually look quite bright. I've done it with other lights under it, and it looks really cool. So I am quite a fan of how that light, how you can illuminate the bottom. I'm glad they did it in a somewhat translucent and not just a pure yellow or orange. Alright, just to give you a look at the back of the box, you do have other figures that are all normal releases as far as I'm aware. I believe that Kit Fisto and Plo Koon and two of the others are Walgreens exclusives. I think the others are just normal figures. That blue Senate Guard, I'm not quite sure if that's a release figure or not. However, the one I'm interested in is Forlom, another bounty hunter that does go with these two and is part of the group of the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters. He's pictured right there next to Boba and the blue Senate Guard. Very cool. He looks very nice. He's holding his gun just the way he did in the movie, and I think that he's going to look great with these bounty hunters. He's not released yet, though, and I don't really know any information about him, so I'm not quite sure if he'll be coming out anytime soon. I hope he does, though. And then, as you can see, if you look at the numbers there, it goes from the blue Senate Guard, which is 98, to Forlom, which is 101. So we are missing 99 and 100. So, fingers crossed. Maybe that's Zuckuss and Dengar. Maybe they're going to complete the others because they previously released Bossk years ago. So they have him out, but maybe we'll get the last two bounty hunters to complete that set. Fingers crossed for that. I would definitely enjoy them. Alright, so there's my review, just talking about all this stuff that came in the May subscription box of Smuggler's Bounty, being the Bounty Hunter theme. So this was a great box. Again, like I said, I didn't purchase the actual box from them. I just saw all the things that were in it, went to eBay, was able to get Boba Fett and IG-88 for $34 for both of them, and then I bought the shirt, the pin, and the patch all together from another person for $15. So overall I paid $49 for the set. With shipping for the regular box it would have cost like $32, maybe $33. So I did overpay to get all of this, unfortunately, but again, if you just buy the subscription box you don't know what's going to be in it, so you might get stuff that you don't want. So at least I did pay more, but I did know that I was going to love every single thing in this box. So yeah, so normally I wouldn't do this, but it just special circumstances that I just really, really loved and really regretted not buying the stuff from this set. So I am happy to finally have it, even if I did overpay. But just having it is the most important thing for me. So very cool. The next months, or it's every 2 months, so it's like July. The July box is themed Jabba's Palace. Might be getting that one, because this one turned out so good. So I might give that one a go and see if I get equally as good stuff in that. We'll have to see. Maybe I will. But there you go. That's my review of the Smuggler's Bounty for May, Bounty Hunter theme. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think of what was in this month's box.